Hey guys, how's it going today? We're gonna do a nice video chat out to everyone for sales meeting, and the main reason why is because I didn't get out to your store managers early enough, so it'd be unreasonable for me to expect them to plan a whole training and not be able to give them adequate time to get that done. So here I am sending out videos so I can kind of help get in each one of you guys' trainings today. And again, it's going to be a short, brief video to talk about a couple things that I think we need to address immediately as we move forward into the new year of 2019. Guys, can I tell you how excited I am about 2019? I cannot tell you how excited I am. I can't express it. The things that are happening and the good things that are coming is just unbelievable. We have great things happening. We with Brad coming in as our CEO, we're making great changes. There is some good stuff coming that we're working on. It's constantly coming, and like I said, I'm not going to say too much before it actually comes, but there's good stuff happening, and there's a lot of positive pressure being put on. And that being said, it's a lot because of what you guys accomplished in 2018. So freaking amazing. We broke numbers. We broke records. And the thing is we still had so much more we could have done. I don't believe anyone feels like they did the best they could, that they didn't miss, or that everything was perfect. No, there's a lot of stuff that we can still get to fix. And so that's the exciting thing about 2019. There's only one way to go, and that's going up. Especially with, I mean, you can look at it on the tariffs and all that stuff that are going to be hitting the new cars. That the trade war is good for us, because guess what? Our cars are going to stay the same price. We don't get tariffed. All those new cars, all those imports are going to get tariffed, and it's just going to make that price gap even bigger that we already have, and just a better value for our customers. So again, there's a lot of good things and exciting things happening on our side of for AutoSource. With that being said, today for training, I wanted to cover a couple items. The more I've been moving around, and I'm listening to a lot of phone calls and just listening to a lot of salespeople with customers. And there are sometimes we're saying stuff that just make me cringe, and I get, we shouldn't say that. And yeah, we're kind of all over. And I think we all can kind of, as I'm saying this, you're probably thinking, oh yeah, I know what we're talking about. So again, a couple of these things I kind of want to talk about today in training, and I kind of want us to make sure it's all out front, that we know that we shouldn't be saying these things, and just different things that we can say in replace for these things, so we're not always stuck with these things. So I got my little notepad, so sorry I'm going to be listening down. I was trying to come up with these all day as I got bounced around everywhere. And by the way, Las Vegas is wonderful for all you guys that are cold. It's like 50 degrees right now, pretty good. I've been walking around without a coat on, so just to rub that in a little bit, it's pretty nice. I hope you guys are enjoying all the snow. But coming back to this, one big thing that I've been starting to hear creep back into our conversations, and I think it's a lot because we've brought on quite a few new salespeople lately, and some stuff. I'm starting to hear a couple things: light front end accident, light accident, minor collision. These things are not true, guys. Our cars are totaled. They're not light damage. And again, my light, because I've been in this industry for so long now, and especially with AutoSource, seeing all the collision cars, I look at pretty damaged cars, and it kind of goes the same way. I was sitting with my wife the other day, and we're looking at pictures of our cars. I was looking for a friend for a car, and I was looking at the pre-damaged pictures. And I'm like, wow, that's not that bad. That's really good. And my wife's like, that is horrible. That is bad. Again, we look at those pictures and we know what to look for the frame rails and stuff. We know what's light and what's not. So our light is very different than other people's light. Our minor is very different than someone else's minor. We can't say light, minor. We can't say that. That's just not true. And we don't, it's, again, who's to say what's light? Who's to say what's minor? Again, we need to be upfront with them and say, this car was in a collision. It was in the front right impact. This is what we replaced, and we moved on. So we got to remove the words light minor. Light deer hit was the big joke in Woods Cross, as they were saying to everything. We got to get rid of those words and just stick to the facts and the truth. Again, customers aren't stupid. When you walk in and you try to undersell the damage, when you try to say it was a light damage, they're going to be like, this car has spread tell. There's no way there's light damage. You lose all your credibility. Again, we are about being upfront and very transparent with our customers. And if we're trying to hold that stuff back, that's not what that's what our company's values about or any of that. So again, please remove that from your vocabulary. If you need to, make a deal with one of your salespeople next to you. Anytime they hear that, they'll punch you, or you owe them $1 or a drink or something like that. Use that as a way to help you guys to get. I mean, I'll go on the thing if anyone needs someone to, them to buy a drink every time they say light. I'll totally sign up for that deal. So do something to help you make a change. Okay. Other things that we're hearing that we need to address. Frame damage. I hear this a lot. Our cars don't have any frame damage. False. Our cars have frame damage. That's just the truth. Now, a bumper being taken off, as if it was welded to the frame, guess what? That's frame damage. A quarter panel, if that's been put to the frame, that's frame damage. There's a lot of things that get tagged through auctions and stuff that are frame damage that us personally would not consider frame damage. We look at the frame and we want to measure that. But again, we can't say our cars don't have frame damage. We can say our cars have been inspected and the frame has been inspected. That's part of our 151 inspection to make sure our frame is back to manufacturer specifications. But we can't say that this car had no frame damage. Because with the unibody frame and how that works, and if you guys aren't familiar with the unibody frame, you need to go research. Again, this goes back to mastering your own craft. How are you supposed to sell something that you don't have the knowledge about, that you need to learn about? I'm starting to see that more and more with our new salespeople, especially since we do hire a decent amount of people from outside the industry, and people within the industry, they never had to deal with accidents, so they probably never had to deal with frames. Please make sure you're knowledgeable on what can be fixed on a frame, what can't be fixed on a frame, what can be pulled out of frame, because sometimes frames are pulled. Some unibody, unibody, the frame is cut in sections, so you can replace sections of the frame. Trucks don't have a unibody frame. They're a solid frame, so they're a little more touchy. So again, master your craft and make sure you're taking knowledge. So if you don't know about stuff we're talking about, go find it out. Go research it. Go get better. Don't say, I just don't know, and I just not, because you're just going to sound uneducated and you're not going to make many sales from it. Okay, so yes, frame damage. Our cars have had frame damage. We can't say our cars have never had frame damage. We can say, again, our cars are inspected, and we can say the frame has been put back to manufacturer specifications. Okay. Also, I hear this. I'm starting to hear this again. It's a water recovery. It's level 1 water recovery, or it's we never had water in this car. We can't say that. I don't know any of you guys that were standing out in the floods that stood there and watched that car all night, all day while it was flooding to ensure that there was no water in there. Again, if we don't know for matter of fact, we can't say it. So again, we don't talk about levels and water recoveries. We don't talk about levels because everyone's level is different. We can show them the signs, we can show them what we're looking for, and we can tell them what we go through in our water recovery process. We actually have an animated video that really details what goes through a water recovery process. I like the word they use, that our cars have been near water, in some water, but never underwater. I love that word phrase because that fits. I mean, we're not buying submerged vehicles because you can't bring them back from the grave. But we are buying cars that have had water in them. And again, there are some cars that probably really did never have water in them. But again, we can't say that for a matter of fact because we weren't there on the flood. You know what I mean? And the worst thing that's going to happen, and I've already had 2 customers call me about it, is we say that this car never had water in it, and then all of a sudden they find a sliver of rust in that car 2 months later, and they're flipping out because they believe there's water in there. And they bought the car thinking there's no water in there. Again, guys, we can't say that the car's never had water in it, because most likely it had at least a little bit. Okay, so that's another thing. Another thing that we often hear, and I hope you guys are taking notes so we can, and if you have any questions, please feel free to give it to me, or after this video, please talk to your managers about different ways that you can phrase this. So if you guys are struggling with, you're one of those guys that always uses level 1, level 2, and you use levels to help sell your water recoveries, I want you to get with your store managers right after a sales meeting. I want you to talk to them and say, how can I sell without using levels? And our store manager should be able to help you in that aspect. And if you don't feel like, you can always reach out to your regional or me. I'm fine. If you want to shoot me an email or call me, we'll work it through. Another thing I'm always hearing that I need to do is that we use factory parts or OEM parts. Faults, guys. If the builder can use aftermarket parts, guess what he's going to use? He's going to use aftermarket parts. Now, you can say that we're always going to use factory specification parts, but yeah, we're going to use aftermarket and OEM, whatever we can use. Now, a lot of our cars are newer, so a lot of them don't have aftermarket parts, like a 2018, 2019. Most likely they're all going to be OEM parts, but they could still be some aftermarket parts in there. So never say that we only use factory parts, because that's false. We use OEM parts. We don't always use OEM parts. We use a mix. The builder's going to do whatever is best that they can fix that car back up to manufacturer specifications, but also do it price and be able to do it price conscious, so we can actually get a good build on it, and they can make money, and we got to make money. So in order for this whole thing to work. So again, don't say that we only use factory or OEM parts. Okay. Next thing is this kind of gets in me, and I see the time going, and I got so much more to cover, but I don't want to take up too much of the time. So, I'm starting to hear a lot of this. Warranties are bumper to bumper, especially since we moved to new Red Shield and total warranty services. They are a comprehensive warranty, but they are not bumper to bumper. Manufacturer warranties aren't bumper to bumper. Again, it depends on who you're talking to, but a lot of people, they hear bumper to bumper and they think they're getting a bumper to bumper warranty, and to them that includes bumper to bumper. That includes paint, that includes brake pads, that includes rotors, that includes all that stuff. Where that doesn't include that. Our warranties don't cover brake pads. They don't cover normal wear and tear items. And so make sure we're not saying our warranties are bumper to bumper. You can say our warranties are a comprehensive coverage on an exclusionary plan, where it's just going to exclude normal wear and tear and a couple other items. But again, our warranties are not bumper to bumper, and make sure that's very clear. Also, I'm hearing a lot of this with our warranties. We're saying our warranties, you can go anywhere for your warranty, which is true. With the new warranties, you can go to any certified mechanic. Now, that's not to say that the warranty company is not going to move their car if they need work done. Very good example, up in Post Falls, we had a Mercedes that a caliper went out. And the warranty, Mercedes wanted $2,300 for the job to replace the caliper, the brakes pads, the rotor, and the brake motor. The customer was flipping out because we needed to move the car. We needed to get it out of Mercedes, and they wouldn't let the warranty company do that. It was just kind of a mess. So Red Shield reached out to us to help. And after talking with the customer, I made them realize that the warranty company in order to offer the cheaper warranties to our customers, they need to be conscious about how much they're spending. And we were able to move that car, and guess what? We got fixed for $617. $2,300, $617. So, be cautious about that, and just let them know that it is a certified mechanic. But I always recommend that you give the warranty company a call and see if there's any shops nearby that they work well with that you can get them to. Again, they're going to transfer your car around so they can get the best deal, but you're going to get your stuff fixed. Okay, so be careful on what you're saying. Please work with your finance manager on the word tracks to use there. My word track probably not the best, wherever. Work with your finance manager, sit down and talk to them about, and maybe the finance manager can talk right after this video about what they want you to say, again, because they're the ones that are going to handle the heat when that comes in, and they're also the ones that you and them need to be saying the exact same thing in and out of their office. So again, kind of go with them, but again, be careful on what we're saying to our customers. Again, we don't want to mislead our customers. The worst thing, I've seen a couple bad reviews lately come on, and they're saying my buying experience was great until I bought the car. And then after, I felt like I was misled. I felt like I never got my answers right. I felt like I was told different things. And that's just not something we want our customers to feel. We want them to feel that everything's been truth up front, and we're very, we only tell what we can back up. So again, guys, please be careful on what we say. Again, you represent AutoSource and what we stand for, and we couldn't be prouder about the salespeople and the staff we have in our stores. I think we have a really strong staff. I look back at the sales teams and stuff a couple of years ago, and I think we had strong individuals, but we didn't have a collective staff like we do right now, which is exciting. I do believe we're top to bottom, we're stronger, but again, we can always get better. But again, we need to make sure that we're saying the right things to our customers and pushing that out. Last thing I kind of want to go over with you guys is a lot of our guys talk about insurances and why insurance cars, people total out the cars, and that's not a bad thing to talk about. It helps with the sales process. But one thing I am noticing, they'll say, well, this one, in that state, it's only like 15% that has to be totaled, so it's probably around 15-20%, or that state only has 60% that needs to be totaled. No one knows what the state laws are on the percentage. They are out there, but let's be honest, I guarantee you, I don't think there's anyone in this company that knows exactly what the percent is, even our purchasers. Let's not say stuff that we don't know is true for a matter of fact. Again, we don't know why insurance companies total out cars, and we don't know why insurance companies total out the car and this was the damage and we were able to fix it. We don't know. That's guess what? That's the insurance companies, and that's their job. And that's what we need to be upfront. We need to tell customers. I don't know why the insurance company totaled this, and we only had to replace a front bumper, a right fender, a right headlight, and a hood, and no airbags deployed. I don't know why that happened, but they did, and that's why we're in business, is because we kept seeing more and more of these cars come through the auction, and we're able to buy them, and we realized we're able to buy them, and we're able to fix them up. Again, some reasons why they do this is because body shops, it's like a doctor. You go to a doctor, a dentist. I like to use dentist more. You go to a dentist and you say, I'm going to get a root canal and I have dental insurance. And they say, great, the bill is $2,000. And you go into them and you're like, I'm going to get a root canal. I'm a cash buyer. You're $450. That's how body shops are. They do the exact same. Your insurance, okay, you're $5,000 for that repair. Because they're going to use all OEM parts. They're going to use no aftermarket parts. They're going to double their rate. They're going to charge everything they possibly can. But if you take it in there and say, this is me, what best deal can you give me? It's going to be $700 because they're going to use the aftermarket bumper. They're going to paint it. They're going to drop their time. So again, we don't know why insurance companies total out cars. Again, every state is different. Yeah, every state has a different percentage, and some states are more lenient and they're consumer friendly, and you can say that to customers. Like California, they're more consumer friendly, and there's a lot of cars that get totaled in California because of the state laws. But again, stay away from saying, oh, California requires 25% to get damaged. We don't know, and we don't know why insurance companies total cars. All we know is that we're able to benefit from the decisions they're making. And they're making what decisions are best in their business model, and we're making what decisions best in our business model. So again, just be careful when we're working around insurance and what we tell customers. But again, these are all things that I hope after this that you guys can gonna have a little bit of a round table with your things. I'd love you to talk about some things I talk about, and you say, oh, I actually say that. What are some other things I can say? And you guys can use a round table to kind of talk about different ways to overcome that objection or different ways to explain that with your people, and be ready, guys. But hey, I'm excited. We should have a huge weekend, guys. Again, we need to push real hard this first of the week. The first of the month, if we can push, as we get to the end of January, moving into February, we're going to start seeing tax money roll in, and we always know that gets better. But again, we need to make sure we're going after every lead and really working our leads, really maximizing the opportunity we have, and especially with these ringless voicemails. We're starting to get a lot of ringless voicemails. Hopefully, they're starting to drive a lot of phone calls into your place, and then we can move forward with that. So again, I'm excited about what we got coming on. We got some great things. We got great teams out there. We all have our numbers we need to hit, and we need to work, and we need to process. But again, everyone's bought in, and everyone's moving forward. So please let me know if there's anything I can do to help you, even if you've never seen me before, or if I'm not anywhere in your stores. We're all one team here at AutoSource. Feel free to reach out to me, and I'm going to try to help you as best I can. Now, my answer might be I can't help you, but I will try. I always will. I appreciate all you guys do, and let's go kill it, and let's go have a killer weekend and break some records, guys. 2019 is the year to break records. We'll talk to you later.